Hello there. Hopefully I didn't miss you being in chat. I wasn't sure if my microphone was muted or not. We're just playing some Minecraft. Basically vanilla. There's like 3 mods. Sound physics remastered. Day counter, as you can see in the top left. And I think there's, mouse tweaks so that I can do stuff like this. Just some quality of life stuff. But yeah, just trying to get into some vanilla Minecraft. Yeah, it's been pretty fun so far. I've got this pretty nice spawn, big mountain, forest surrounding. There's a lake over there, and then this, I really like this area. I'm glad I have one of these near. Just like this little perfect disc cave underground area. So, fair enough. Just feel free to type a message in chat. I will try to respond to it as soon as possible, but there is a delay. Don't quite like this gravel here. I'm going to have to deal with it in a moment, but... Fair enough. Just I've lost a couple of viewers that way, like, you know, not checking chat frequently enough. Fair enough. Alright, so that will be the start of our farm. And I can finally start getting rid of some of these leaf litters because I have just a metric crap ton of them. Way too many. So I've got composter here, which I'm going to throw all of them into. Actually, I can make an auto composter very quickly. Let me do that, because then I don't have to worry about constantly right-clicking it. Very sorry if you just heard some mic sounds. I had to move my mic so that I could position myself a bit better. Alright, so... So, in case you're wondering what the whole, like, idea behind this is... Oh, alright, that's good. So, in case you're wondering what the whole idea behind this is based on the title of the stream, I've never been the best at vanilla Minecraft. I'm always, like, getting into the extreme mods and stuff like that. So, I've actually never legitimately beaten the Ender Dragon before. So, I'm gonna be working up to, across, like, the next couple, like, months, I'm gonna be working up to eventually, hopefully, beating hardcore Minecraft within 100 days to beat the Ender Dragon, because I feel like if I give myself a deadline like that, I might be able to actually, like, progress. So right now, this is the easy mode part of it. And eventually, I will be moving on to normal mode, and then hard mode, and all that. However, I might honestly, once I'm done with that, come back to the easy mode world, because this world gen is, like, really good. And I would hate to never come back to it, you know? So this will get me some bone meal just by letting it run in the background. Fair enough. I usually play a lot of Minecraft 1.12.2 because I consider that, like, the golden age of modding. Stuff like thermal, mechanism, magical crops, draconic evolution. Like, there's a non-zero chance that I make a like, stream series of me playing those mods as well, because those are amazing. Just very well-made mods. Botania's another good one. I'm gonna have to deal with the sound of dirt being placed for a while, because there were a lot of leaf litter in there. Though they're kind of almost done. Yeah, if you think that you'd at the very least want to beat the game legitimately once, you know? So that's what spurred me to make this series. And that's all the leaf litter. That gets me some more food now. I guess I should use the rest of the wood towards finishing the fence. Cool. Yeah, I've, like, branched out to, like, 1.18.2. That's been another favorite version of mine to return to. Because a couple of my favorite mods that are, like, supported up to the newer versions, like Thermal and Draconic, had, like, really major changes to them in the newest versions. Like, Thermal's basically not even the same mod anymore in, like, 1.20.1. So I had to find, like, a nice middle ground if I wanted to play newer versions with my favorite mods. But I also do occasionally play packs that are 1.20.1. And just to check out the new stuff that's happening. Ice and Fire 2. I'm looking forward to that. Mods getting sequels is always fun to see. Let's see how many of these I'm going to need. 5, 10, 15, 30, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53 blocks of sand. So I'll go grab those from the beach. There's a like bigger lake area farther out, but I can probably get all the sand I need from here. I don't remember if it ever got a confirmed release date, but it's definitely like soon-ish. Like, it looked very finished. So, I feel like it's an any day now type scenario. I've got a server of people who keep begging for Ice and Fire to be added to the packs that we do for the servers. And I've told them at this point, we're gonna wait for Ice and Fire 2 to come out before we do an Ice and Fire themed pack. Because I don't want us to get real far into an Ice and Fire 1 server, and then Ice and Fire 2 comes out like 3 weeks later, and we have to restart if we want to play with the new stuff. From the looks of things, they're going to be adding a whole new type of dragon, an Earth Dragon, so it makes you wonder what other new stuff that they haven't talked about yet. I did finish the fences, didn't I? Yeah. So I got this tall tree that I'm keeping, that I added roots to and gave a little pond for. First case of me actually building something just for the sake of building something. Yeah, most mods will, like, release trailers and stuff along the lines of, like, what they released for Ice and Fire 2. Like, maybe a year at most before it comes out, so... Yeah, it was like 6 months ago is when it was revealed. Thank you. Got a Discord ping. Let me check that real quick before I continue. Yeah, I got full iron armor, a whole bunch of iron. Really, like, I think over a stack right now, yeah. On day 13, about to be day 14, I think I'm doing pretty well. I suppose next step is diamonds so that we can go to the nether. Because I guarantee you 90% of this is going to be taken up by finding a nether fortress TM. Because, great goodness, has that become way harder than it used to be. Not just me, right? Like, back when it was one biome in the nether, it sure was difficult, but, like, you know, there was one biome, and that's the biome that the fortress spawned in, so you were gonna find it eventually. Apparently there's some sort of trick where if you stay to, like, a certain quadrant of the nether, you're guaranteed to find one eventually, but, like, I don't know. It is really, really hard. I don't even know if that trick works on this version. They might have gotten rid of that, because it sounds like something they'd get rid of. That's the thing, ain't it? Yeah. Because, like, bastions can spawn in basically any biome. Whereas nether fortresses can only spawn in nether wastes. Honestly, if they could spawn in, like, crimson warped forests as well, it would be so much easier. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. I'm not certain. Do I do glass panes or do I do glass blocks? I don't know what's going to look better, and I don't want to waste glass finding out. What do you think? Panes or just blocks? I'm gonna need to have a decision before nightfall because I don't want mobs getting in my house or my base. I have enough to do both. I know that. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, that looks good. Finally having windows on this house feels very good. Instead of the dirt windows. Yeah, this feels nice. Let me get a screenshot, hold on. There we go. Save that. Send that in the server or something. Turned out quite nice. Alright, so I suppose I should get to mining. So my idea is, for this area down here, this will be my mine shaft area. I'll probably make the main mine shaft, like, staircase right here, and then I'll have, like, walls of furnaces and then storages and stuff. And then this will be the way back out to my house. That's my idea for this area. I'm thinking it can turn out pretty good if I know what I'm doing. So, I'm pretty sure I have a lot of stone on me currently. Or at the very least enough to get a couple of furnaces down here. I have enough for exactly one, I guess. Alright. Also, let me do something. Where... Is there one out here somewhere? See. Yeah, it'll hopefully turn out pretty good. I just need to get the stuff for it. But first... trying to find... Where is... I think there'd be more of them. Oh, I saw yellow over there. They're usually next to dandelions. Did I pick it up? Where did it despawn right as I got to it? Huh. Anyways. Oh, there's one. Saw it. Also grab these. One of these. Red dye. We're gonna have a red bed. I get why they added the bed colors. Very nice customization, but the red bed will always be the best one in my opinion. It's just too iconic. Still really wish they would add enough wood variants for there to be a wood of each color. I feel like they should have done that when they make more wood variants. Because, like, it felt like they were doing it at some point with the crimson and warped trees and the pale oak and the cherry trees. But, like, what's the next one gonna be? We need a good, like, deep blue. Can they find a way to do that? Will that set respawn? Kept these for flower pots eventually. Fair enough. If I remember correctly, because I did accidentally submit the form without, like, copying down what I wrote in the character idea section. Playing a crab person, because I thought that'd be funny. And if you know Invincible, the show, not the comic, because of a very specific aspect I'm trying to get from it. If you know the character Machine Head, I'm going with that voice-wise, because I'm trying to get a voice changer that does the, like, that does the auto-tune on it, because it's very funny, and I think it'd be cool to have a little crab guy with an auto-tuned voice. That's my Celestial Rain character idea. Let's validate Copper's existence. There we go. Probably gonna have a second floor in my house eventually, but that's not really, like, necessary. Like, I can work with what I've got now. Oh, hello, dog. I got my dog in my room with me. She has emerged from her slumber. Hello, how you doing? Hey there. Here's your prerequisite attention. Alright, I'm gonna go back to streaming that. That's fine with you? Yeah? Hmm? There you go. You've been given attention. Now you crave more. Yeah, you're gonna be bothering me all day, aren't you? Thanks. Alright, so I need to start mining so I can get some more cobblestone for down here. I also need some wood for chests, so let's get some chests. No, the idea is to stop it from catching on fire. Though I suppose I should do, like... Hold on. That's how you make trapdoors? How do you make blocks? Oh, right. It's an ingot. We do, like... Wait, how do I do... Because that's how you make trapdoor... That's how you make copper bars. Alright, And here, I'll point it away from the tree as well. I don't remember, which is why I'm doing this now. Now it's elevated, so it can't. Hopefully. Whole reason they were added was to stop fires from randomly happening on your flammable blockhouses, so let's hope it does what it's meant to do. Alright, I need wood. Luckily, we live in a forest. Probably could have gone the other way. There's probably more wood that way anyway. Wish there was another way to make item frames that didn't require leather, because I don't have any cows. I don't know where they are in this world. I'm gonna have to find some. Ping. Oh, mod pack's almost done for Celestial Rain, apparently. That's cool. Yeah. Lost in the Wrong Woods is still taking a bit, because, I'm making a custom mod for it, so not only do I have to wait till I have enough people for it, but I have to also finish coding the mod. So it's going to be a bit till Lost in the Wrong Woods is done. And I have an odd amount of chests. Like that. I'm going to go get another. Let me finish organizing stuff and then yeah. Because I want to get ahead on the organizing game because I don't want to have my house be a mess for once. It already is, the random stuff I have everywhere, but if I could keep the mining stuff organized, that'd be nice. So, I suppose I can use signs to write down what everything is. So, redstone, lapis, gold, iron, copper, this will be coal. We'll do stone here, something else there. Go get some signs so I can write that all down. Oops. Oh, we'll use that eventually. We still got daylight, right? Yep. Alright. I'll go cut some trees and I'll explain Wrong Woods while this is happening. I suppose this will be my first time talking about it publicly, which will be nice, I guess, if anybody else sees this. Though, there's no way for them to contact me, so, yeah. So Lost in the Wrong Woods is a very lore-based SMP. Not that it won't be like gameplay-based as well, because you know I'm making a whole mod for it. I'd hope there'd be a lot of gameplay aspects, but it's very much focused on the lore, which I like doing a lot for my different SMPs. Basically, your character, whomever they may be, one day is lured into a section of their home universe's woods, and they make a wrong turn, and suddenly everything is just off. They have been transported to the Wrong Woods by a patron of a pantheon that is in need of assistance, basically. They basically think, you know, I'll scratch your back, you scratch mine type scenario, where if this person helps them out and succeeds, they will obtain the solution to whatever ails them at the moment. So, like, if I remember correctly, one person's issue is that their world is, like, devoid of life, and they're the last thing that's alive. So they'd want to bring their world back from the brink of extinction, you know? Stuff like that. here's the catch, though. Only one of the 20 people that are sent to the Wrong Woods will be obtaining this, like, potentially life-saving assistance. Basically, if you know what Total Drama Island and or any object show is, then it's similar to that with the aspect of there will be teams and challenges, and the losing team will have its members voted for, and the person with the most votes gets voted out in character. If you're voted out, you can still play on the server, but you cannot have any canon interaction. Your character is gone. And hold on. Let me just do this real quick, because I'm not good at crafting and talking at the same time. So there will be different challenges, and the patron that chose you will give you certain advantages during these challenges. Nothing too, like, game-breaking. Like, you won't be able to get lucky enough to get a certain patron that makes you, like, the best in the world. But, like, different assistances, you know? But, losing and being voted out won't be the only way to get, eliminated, as you are on a lives system, basically. So, instead of being able to respawn infinitely, these, patrons can only afford to bring you back a total of 2 times. So you basically have 3 lives. If you die canonically, so, like, you don't lose a canonical life if you, like, accidentally fall down a pit. But, like, if somebody shoves you down there, then, well, that's a canonical life. If you die 3 times canonically, you are full dead, and instead of losing and getting sent back to your world right as when you left, and your character basically just gets nothing, they lose, good day, sir. Instead, they are permanently dead, and that's just it for them. They are dead. They don't get to go back to their world. They have died. So of course, dying can either happen by accident or on purpose as somebody sabotaging you, or as a result of one of the big gimmicks of the server, the Arpeggio, which are these, like, monstrous creatures that are hunting you down. It's basically a Dead by Daylight types thing, where every once in a while, one of these things will have, like, a cue of something that'll let you know that they're near, and you need to do whatever you need to do to avoid them, because they will kill you otherwise. It's quite gimmicky, but I'm quite sure I can make it work, as long as I do things in moderation, which I haven't always been the best at, but I will definitely try. And yeah, we're currently at 13 out of the 20 max members. So we're hoping that we can get to all 20 eventually. And if you are interested in joining, all you got to do is fill out the form that I believe was put into... I don't remember what channel it was put into in Celestial Reign, but it's in somewhere in there. Fellow servers, I believe. Yep, I am certainly looking for more members. The more the merrier. As I said, we already have 13 out of the hopefully 20 that we're looking for. So if you're interested, or you know anybody else that's interested, or both, then just go through the form and we'd be happy to have you. I highly doubt we'll get any emeralds. What else can go here? Say spell amethyst, right? Let me check. Yeah, that's how you spell amethyst. Alright, good. What else? What else? What else? I guess this will be for our gravel, and I'm not going to give andesite, granite, and diorite their own chest. I'm just going to do all one. 3 smooth stone and an iron. That's relatively cheap. What else did I want? I guess more signs. Basically, the only way to get rejected from the application is to say that you're never going to be on, so if you're interested, I highly recommend applying. I legitimately had somebody who was like a 6-hour difference that said they were not often going to be online. I was like, at that point, why did you apply? Like, oh wow, somebody filled out the application. I wonder what that means. Wow, I better go check that. I better BRB for a moment and check that. What an unforeseen course of events. Somebody filled out the form. Wow. I wonder who it could be. Can't see chat right now, by the way, because I have to go full screen on the form to see everything. At this point, me like actually looking through it is basically a formality at this point. Oh, hooray! I get the recruiter role. Hooray! All right, yeah, you're. Let me get you the invite link. I don't even gotta do the whole message I usually do, where it's like, "Congratulations, you've been accepted." I basically, I basically fully gave you the pitch. All right, let me find you in the other server. There you are. And let me get you the invite link. Welcome to the Wrong Woods. All right, let me get. I had all my tabs like organized in a certain way, and now they're all not organized. Peak Sonic fan dub reference. Absolute peak Sonic fan dub reference. Thankies. I'm sure as you've seen from the title of the server that this is technically a Season 2, but don't worry. You don't need to know anything about Season 1 and the dumpster fire that it was in order to participate. Ye old mine shaft. Let me take a picture of this now. This room. Very nice room. Kind of wanted to get the ye old mine shaft sign, like, visible. It's kind of hard to do that. Maybe if I do it from here? Yeah, it's nice. This is a nice picture. I don't know whether to have Discord visible on my second monitor so I can see what's happening in the server, or to have OBS open on my second monitor so I can read chat. It's a very hard decision at the moment. I'm gonna just check what's happening in the server real quick and then probably go back to having OBS. Yeah, it's just people saying hi. So since I'm not able to directly say it in the server like I have to everybody else who's joined, but also since I can just say it now, if you do have any questions regarding the server and how it'll work and stuff, either ask in there or DM me, either way. There is an FAQ section, but not much has been put into it, so... In fact, only one thing has been put into it. Yeah, no. Made sure that that was not doable as soon as possible. There will be actual rules eventually. You know, once the server's more finalized. Right now, the rules are basically don't be a dumbass. That's the extent of the rules, basically. Be a normal person, as much as possible, considering Minecraft SMP Discord server. pretty good cave find. So I'm gonna need to check Discord in a moment. Oops. Alright, I guess I'll go fix that. been dangerous. At this point I can skip copper, I have enough of it. If I need more I can come back. But I probably should be grabbing coal. Hmm. From what I've seen of Figura, it's very blockbench based, which I'm not the best at. For Wrongwoods and for just any other server that I need, like, cosmetic shit for, I usually end up using Armorer's Workshop. It's simpler, which does mean it's less powerful, but it gets the job done. Yeah. Gotta be close to Diamond Y level at this point, right? Nope. Not even. Feels like I am. I think I'm just gonna drop down. Shouldn't take too much damage. No, we're fine. Hello. be getting to Deep Slate soon. Better sleep to make sure that phantoms don't get me. As I'm done breaking or replanting this wheat, I'm going to BRB for a moment so I can go feed my dog. Then I'll be back and continue. Assuming people are still here. And we're back. Turns out I'm not going to be able to stream for too much longer because I got to go for Easter dinner in a bit. But I can still mine a little bit more. Talk if anybody's still in chat. Oh, just saw the message about you seeing me AFK. Oh, BRB's still on the screen. grandparents. Grandparents usually invite us over for dinner over Easter, so. But I'm probably going to try streaming again tomorrow, because it's been fun to stream with an actual audience for once. Most, if not all, of my previous stream attempts end with nobody watching, so. So it's nice to actually have people interacting and all that. And we'll end off the stream with me hitting deep slate finally. Ooh, that's dangerous. Lava right below that part. We've begun to hit the negatives in Y level, which means soon enough we can find diamonds. So I've always had this tried and true method with diamonds where you get enough for a pickaxe, you get enough for an enchantment table, and then you don't mine any more ever until you get fortune. Favorite color / theme? Color? I don't know the name of it, but I'm going to show it real quick. I should have been using this earlier. I don't know why I wasn't. Oh, I know why, because it has a bunch of other stuff on it that, like, wouldn't work properly. But I have my BRB screen. Hopefully it keeps my mic over whenever I switch to this. I don't know if it will. I'll check before I continue to talk. It does. All right. So you see the color of the meteorite on that? That would be, like, a favorite-ish color. That level of, like, magenta pink. A good deep aqua is also a favorite color, but for theme, definitely like maple autumn type stuff. There we go. Autumn is like my favorite season, mostly because my allergies stop acting up around them, but also just because it's very cozy. Yep. That is true. That is around the time where the mosquitoes and stuff will stop. We'll start dying down in frequency, which is always nice. Colder season is nice. I am a firm believer in winter break instead of summer break, because as cool as summer break is, like, it's gonna be raining a lot if you're in a humid area like me. So, like, it kind of sucks to have most of your off time from school and stuff be destroyed by, oh, it was a little too moist this morning, so now, there's rain and water everywhere. Whereas it's winter, it hardly ever rains where I'm from when it's winter. Which can sometimes be a bad thing, but when it finally does, since it's been getting real cold recently, it does occasionally snow, which is nice. Very occasionally. Like, I think it's snowed 3 times in my lifetime. Oh, perfect amount. Heck yeah. Hooray. Let me look up where I am in relevance to the equator. Not necessarily. Yeah, no, I wouldn't say I'm near the equator now. Definitely not. Like, screw it. I've said my state multiple times in videos that are now unlisted, but I didn't care enough not to say it back then. I'm going to say it now. Louisiana is just naturally going to be devilishly flaming or, like, briskly cold. Like there's no in between. There's never going to be a nice day in Louisiana. There's always going to be, oh my god, I am burning, and oh my god, I am freezing. It is never going to be one of the, like, in between days, which you know you'd always love to see, but it just never happens. I made a, like, storage system for the stone specifically, but I'll deal with that in a moment. I'll set it back all up. Should probably let all this stuff, like, fully grow before I start harvesting it, but, like, I'm low enough on food that, like, I'm just gonna grab it when it's done. I think this might be where I end stream. Yeah. Yeah. Count yourself lucky on that. Because just about the best thing about Louisiana is the food, and that's it. That's pretty much the best thing about this place. We know our way around seafood. And, like, jambalaya and stuff. But, like, most other qualities are not redeeming ones. Like, very recently, went to this place called 1921. very like it's not a chain restaurant. It's like a the best way to describe it, mom and pop type thing, but like a little bigger than that, you know. Had this amazing catfish po' boy with fried alligator. Whew. You wouldn't think cheese would go good with anything fried in the sense of like chicken wise until you've really tried it. Fried alligator, to put it in perspective, is basically just chicken but better. I'll be real. It's just chicken but with a better texture and a bit more like a bit more like spice. Fair enough, yeah. There's not much to do in Louisiana. Or at the very least in the part I'm in. I know, like, you go to New Orleans and there's, like, you know, they got Superdome and stuff like that. I have not been to a place that offers that, but I always am willing to try something. So if I ever do go to a place that offers that and it's not ridiculously expensive, I will make sure to have that on my radar. Tried escargot once. It was interesting. You'd think it would have like a weird flavor, but like honestly, it didn't really taste like anything. Oh, not sure if y'all heard, but my dog is freaking out. Left it with my mom. My mom probably didn't watch it, and now it's freaking out. Yeah, you'd expect snail to have like a really weird taste, but in reality, apparently, it just absorbs the flavor of whatever you cook it with. And in this case, oh, one moment. Sorry about that. In this case, it was like a weird garlic butter sauce, kind of like think garlic bread, but like they really overdid it on the garlic part. It wasn't that bad. All right, so this is where we're gonna have to end the stream, because I do have to go for dinner. But we made it 9 more days, and finally have a viewer. Hooray! Hope to see you next stream if you're able to catch it. I will continue to advertise them. Hopefully I'm not cutting off too many chat messages ending it here. I did just see the one that you sent about homemade fried deer heart, so I'll have to read that fully. But see y'all later.